Well, here we are. We're at a new homeowner's house here. Shannon just bought this house about a month ago, and she asked us to come in and take a look at what's going on in her backyard. So let's go find Shannon and see whether we can get her out here, and we'll talk about those things. Hey, Shannon, you at home?
I'm here.
Come on out. We've got some things to talk about.
We do. I'm sure of it.
You've been in this house for about a month now, right?
Month and a half.
So, and it's you know, obviously early spring, so you really don't know what's going on in this yard yet.
Not
there may
really.
be things coming up that we don't even know about. But we can start with the basic structure of the yard and figure out what you have that's good to keep
Okay.
and what you have that you need to get rid of. All right, so let's do a little bit of an assessment here in this backyard. Along the fence, you've got some fairly decent stuff right there. Did you know those are lilac trees?
I did.
And they're pretty good size, so you're going to get some blooms off of those, and it looks like it screens your neighbors a little bit.
Yes.
And then right beside that is a really cool little tree, is a hackberry. It's a good tree to keep because it's very strong wood, it doesn't break up in storms, low water requiring, diseases and insects don't bother it. And it'll make it quite a large tree, so you'll get some shade here because looking at the orientation of the yard, I mean, we're going north, south, the sun's going to come right over the top here. So this is going to get baked. So a little bit of shade in this area is going to be nice. And then as we go along, you've got some weedy green ash trees, which I would definitely get out because you don't know whether they're male or female. And the female trees are very messy. Okay, and then what we're standing on is supposed to be lawn, I think.
I think
there's,
so.
There's some grass here and there, but essentially there isn't any lawn.
It's
which
true.
gives you kind of a clean slate. You can you can rearrange the yard any way you want to that way.
Okay.
And we'll have to talk about how you want to block this out to the different usage areas. But the big area of the yard is right down here. Let's go take a look at that.
Okay.
You were talking about wanting to reduce the amount of lawn you had so you didn't have to do so much watering. So I think that's a
Definitely.
responsible thing to do. And you also had mentioned to me that you want to do a lot of vegetable gardening.
Absolutely.
And I think this area right here is just perfect because, again, with the light, the sun patterns coming over, you're going to get tons and tons of direct light here, which vegetable gardens need.
Of course.
And you'll have a little bit of partial shade over there where you can grow some of your cool season crops so they'll last longer into the summer because they'll get a little bit of shade, keep them cooler. And then you've got this fantastic south-facing wall, and that's an excellent place to put tomatoes. They like the hot baking sun and the
Okay.
warmth at night. And if that cement and the cinder block there, that's a kind of a heat sink and it'll keep it warm at night.
Okay.
All right. So I think what we need to do next is to sit down, kind of look at a little plot plan of your backyard
Okay.
and block out areas for specific usages.
Okay.
And then that'll help us figure out how the landscape fits around those areas.
Wonderful.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.
Okay, Shannon, let's go inside and maybe we can put something down on paper here as to how we're going to break this out and how we're going to organize your backyard so that we can do all the things that you've been wanting to do.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
I think what we need to do is start with a plot plan. What I did here is I drew out your backyard. Based on our conversation we had earlier, there are several priorities you have for this backyard. And let's make sure I got them right here.
Okay.
A Zen garden area, someplace where you can kind of feel enveloped in greenery
Cozy
and cozy.
and-
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
An entertainment area, probably including your patio and so forth,
Definitely.
right? With a fire pit and an outdoor kitchen. A veggie garden because you want to do some veggies, right?
Yes, and I definitely want to grow a salsa garden.
A salsa garden. Oh, good. Okay, we can
Lots
do that.
of veggies, though.
All right. And then some lawn area, but on a limited basis.
Right.
So based on that, what I've decided I think you need here is to use this space right here for your Zen garden. You've got to have some shade. We can put in some nice shrubs and so forth to create a really nice cocooning area for you there. My suggestion would be to maybe deck over this area with a lower deck and then come out here and deck over that big slab of cement. For your vegetable garden, I would recommend this whole space right down in here where you get lots of sun and a little bit of shade from this incredible box elder tree. Not many people think box elders are great, but yours has a trunk like I've never seen, and it's just a work of art. So I think you could really
agree.
make that a focal point. And one thing I think would be kind of cool is if we were to put maybe a split rail or a picket fence along here to separate your vegetable garden from the rest of your yard. You could grow some grapes maybe along there if you like grapes.
Oh, that would be pretty.
Your tomatoes along this south wall, and then the rest of it would be for your other crops. And then finally for your salsa garden that
Yes.
you really want, I'd recommend that right out here in front of the sunroom. and we can do a raised bed.
Okay.
I brought one for you today, and we can get it all set up and filled with soil and ready to go, and we can figure out what you want in it and put some labels in so you know where to plant each item later on, okay?
Good, I need all the help I can get.
Well, why don't we go on out and get get this easy garden box set up and ready for you to plant.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Great.
Hey, look, the garden elves have been here. And there comes one now. Hi, MJ.
Hi.
You guys ready?
Yes,
I
we are.
think
Let's
so.
get this thing done. So this was fast, wasn't it? I mean, it was like 30
incredibly
minutes
fast.
and you're planting plants already. Why don't you go ahead and put that last basil plant in the ground there. We've got plenty of room here for you to add some more herbs as the summer goes along, as you find them. I also brought you an earth box, which is what's sitting outside there. Some of the herbs that you want to use all winter long, go ahead and plant them in there this summer, and then you can just roll it into your sunroom for the winter.
Tomatoes do fabulous on those.
Yeah. You'll also need to fertilize. We brought you some really nice, well-drained potting soil. Do not use compost. Do not use topsoil or garden soil from your garden. Use potting soil. This is a raised pot, essentially.
It needs to be nice and loose.
It does. And you'll need to fertilize during the summer. So I brought you some organic choice from Scott's Miracle Grow, and here's some all-purpose organic fertilizer from Happy Frog. You said you wanted to go organic with your herbs. And basically what you do is once a month or so, just come out here and scatter that around your plants and water it in, and that's about it
easy
for
enough.
fertilizer.
So now we're headed off to an independent garden center. So Shannon will be able to see all of the outdoor hardscapes she'll be able to purchase from flagstone to rock to create an outdoor paradise this summer. That will all be happening when we get back here on Dig In.
Well, thanks so much for your help today. It was a lot of fun.
We're happy to do it.
Coming up on Dig In, we're going to make a vegetable tian, and we're going to make stuffed lamb chops with a beautiful wine sauce.